Howdy. Morning. How you do? Back then, we used to have manners. We say morning. When we say morning, sir, we don't mean say y'all, you know. Morning, ma'am. We don't mean say y'all. Back then, manners. You have to have manners back then. Back then when you're cleaning the floor, you need no polish, I know. You need no you need to use mop nor nothing. You have to go down on your knee. Spread piece of rag or snake, you go down on your knee. And when you go down on your knee, if I wipe the floor, then you have to take the cloth and you go on your knee and you wipe the floor. If I polish it, you have to go down on your knee and you polish it. And then you know which polish then they love back then? Genie floor polish. Back then, Genie, they had the yellow one, and they had the red one. And then when you polish first, then put one red satin on the floor. And everybody put it on the floor, but some people, some people put it on the floor. And then they put the red Genie on it. And then kneel up on the knee. And they wipe on the, then clean, And then after that, they use the brush and then shiny, they ain't no polisher. See? They ain't no polisher, they ain't there. Brush back then. Then you know what the brush make out of? You pick the coconut off of the coconut tree and it dry. And then they saw it. And that's how they make the brush. It's a house brush. So you always, sometimes when you're tired of up on your knee, you take your foot and I rub the brush. I push the brush. That's what you used to do back then. And then you will use the cloth. And you take it and you can't put a needle on here, man. And you take the cloth and you shine the floor back then. And your floor pretty. When man used to shave, what do you think they used back then? They had no shaving cream. They don't have no fancy nothing back then. They use soap. They take the soap and then soap it, and then they soap and then they shave with a razor. Shave clean as whistle. Back then, the soap. Some of them used to use one soap they call carbolic soap. I'll call it again. I ready red, me not say ready red, me not remember. But a carbolic soap. So they use the carbolic soap. Or they call it a lot, one of the name is a life boy. Back then. Brushing your teeth. They love they love the Colgate. Yeah, I love Colgate. Colgate is their favorite. And if you don't know Colgate, they say, go use salt, brush your teeth. Salt. They use salt, brush them teeth. Hair oil. Back then. Hair oil. Coconut oil. Coconut oil, rub your foot. Rub your hand. Coconut oil, do everything. Coconut oil. Not coconut oil. Coconut oil. Rub your hair. Lord, your head toasty. Use some coconut oil and rub it. Get toasty, mini dry. Back then. Disinfectant. You know what I used to disinfectant back then? Dettol. Everybody, most houses have a bottle of Dettol because they say Dettol cut germs and everything. No, bleach or... No, none of them sitting there. Dettol. That's what they used to use back then. Mr. Brown, beg your haircut now. No, they didn't say beg your haircut. They said me want trim. Back then they didn't have no shear to trim nobody hair. You know what they use? Scissors. And you go for Mr. Brown. And when you cry, Mr. Brown is your neighbor, and you go for Mr. Brown. Sometimes your neighbor, sometimes somebody down the road. But then they ain't got no barber shop or nothing. No. Somebody cut their hair. One neighbor cut their hair. And you go over Mr. Brown and you slung on Mr. Brown, put the towel on him, cut your head with the scissors. Thank you, sir. He ain't charge you. He ain't charge you for money. That That was back then. Female. Perm here, then a perm no here then. But then what they hear straight. You know what they use? We have one comb they call hot comb. Really, they call it straighten comb. But then, you know, people say hot comb. You know, straighten comb, put it on the stove or even at the fire. And you put it, make it hot, and when it hot, you wipe it off. But you wash your hair first, you know, you have to wash your hair. And then you know which one of the hair oil we used to use away from coconut oil? Vaseline. Vaseline. And you put little Vaseline, touch little Vaseline in the hair. And then you use the comb and you pull it through. All people with their head thick, you know, thick. You use the comb and you know, make sure it's hot. You know, you burn nobody, you know. And so you straighten your hair. You see, you straighten your hair. So that's how we go. You never have no perm. So you either have to straighten your hair or you wash it and shiny bump it. Blending. In the kitchen you cook. Want go cook some rice and peas. So you know, so rice and peas you cook. You want coconut milk. Maybe you have a little vegetable you want, carrot you want, you know. Cause back then, them love them vegetable because them plant them. So they have them galore. Them plant the cabbage, the carrot, everything you can think of. They have it those days too. They plant them. And those days, those foods were so rich because you never have no wolipa this throw upon them, no real stuff them days there. And you say you go blend the coconut. So we use grater. You know grater? What grater is? And you grater the coconut. The carrot, you can use a knife, cut it up. Or there's some grater where you have parts that you can grate. Some parts you can use a shred, whatever, vegetable, right? But it was grater back then. Right. Tea. We didn't have no kettle. They not have no kettle. Put a little water upon the fire. They have a special little pot. That them use for if they want little water, they want little tea. They call it teapot. Teapot. That's what they call it. Not teapot. Teapot. Then you have ironing your clothes. Is that they use a iron that, I don't know, all I know is a iron. You can put it on the wood fire. You can put it on the coal fire and it's hot. I know they wipe it off. And they iron, and when they iron and if you say get warm or, you know, like it will get cool and put it back. Some of them have three. They have three of them, not three, three of them. So one hot, two of them iron and they iron, and this one feel like it get warm. Then they put it back in there and then but then wipe it off. And then the tailors, they have a iron that I don't know the name of it, but it open it and then they put coal into it. The coal, and then they close it and it stays there, yeah, and keep the iron hot. And it put the man pants, them, you know, them seam of the pants, that iron. Yes, good. Light. Back then, not then, back then, the light, you go at night time, you know, no light fee, boop, 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 switch, no. You use lamp. Or they have one they call lantern. I think it's the same, not the same shape, you know, but it's lighting. You have to put oil in them. The kerosene oil, pour the kerosene oil in them. And the lamp that you're using that has lampshade. So you have to clean the lampshade because the kerosene oil, it burn black. So after you use the lampshade tonight, you can't use it tomorrow without cleaning it kind of black. And the lampshade is what make you get it after you light the light whatever, the burner, put the lampshade on it, light up the house. And one other light them used to have, you see, like how they have flashlight. They never too use flashlight then, back then. They have what thing they call torch. It's a bottle. They put kerosene oil in it, and then they have paper, and they're putting it, and then walking at the night with a bottle torch. When it out, then them shake it so it absorb the oil, and the bottle torch all over. I didn't have no street light back then. They have a special soap that they use to do laundry. They call it salt seal. Salt seal. Cake soap. They have the blue and they have one other color too. And if they not go a river go wash, then they have the bath pan. They had a peel. And you use the peel and wash. So they have wood pan line out, because when the bath pan is a big one where they put everything in there. And then they have one thing called a scrubbing board. Then they had a brush. They had a brush. Yeah, if especially the jeans, them they use the brush to brush them. Back then. Then they have they have no built-in toilet. Built-in, yeah. Bathroom or toilet. Then build the bathroom outside. And then build the toilet. They call it a pit toilet. Or some people call it latrine. A latrine? I'm not too sure, but a pit toilet. And that did outside, and then make it nice in the pit, right? And then you have something where they use a night. Some people call it chamber pot. Me say chimney. Yes, I mean, you know something? Me think that people still use chimney. Me think so. Until I use chimney. And they use the chimney. And the morning time they carry it out. Go wash them chimney and dry it and put it back under the bed. Some of them are enamel. Most time they have it mostly enamel. Lord God, when it chip, it look bad. If it chip, it one big round sitting and it have one handle chamber pot. Nowadays they have some little plastic one for the little children, right? So those were what? Those you use because at night time you get up, you can't go out the door. Okay, too late or so you use a chamber pot, and then at morning time you clean it. Skull in them pot. What do you think they use skull in pot? The ashes. The fire, they build up the wood fire. Get up and they build up they have the wood fire. So the ashes from the wood fire, and then get a piece of rag and then put the ashes on the rag, and they score the pot for your pot not clean so. Clean. Sometimes they use all the carbolic soap. Back then, may I tell you, and everything used to be clean and nice. Back then. Everything used to be alright back then. Life used to be civilized back then. Until next time, I'm going to tell you more about back then. Like, yes, me say you don't have to hug up to show your love. Use one finger, social distance. Subscribe. Yes, you don't need nothing to share. Use your finger. Subscribe. Me say if you subscribe, keep in touch. You don't need to write no letter. Share. You don't need nothing to share. Only your finger. And I thank you for watching as always.